Hello everyone, my name is Agent Paul of Mobile Task Force Delta 7, codename Bookkeepers, and welcome back to another SCP document review. And the SCP we will be reviewing today is SCP-2526, Anomaly Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Reports of persons experiencing symptoms consistent with SCP-2526 exposure, telekinetic phenomena, and unexpectedly disoriented or altered photos are to be investigated. Standard information suppression protocols apply to these reports and any associated evidence of SCP-2526. Should SCP-2526 be located anywhere outside of containment, it is to be sterilized under the pretext of mold removal. A hospital building with severe SCP-2526 infestation has been acquired by the Foundation in order to carry out study of the anomaly. It, along with two neighboring buildings to house personnel and research facilities for other anomalous objects, have been designated Site-44. Due to the omnipresence of SCP-2526 in its containment building, personnel are not permitted to enter it without protective gear and may not remain idle while in the building. Update. Personnel who have participated in Class 13 research projects are not permitted to research or interact with SCP-2526. Update. Celebration of the Day of the Dead or any similar holidays is hereby prohibited at Site-44. Update. SCP-2526's HMCL Supervisor may not visit Site-44 or any other sites of SCP-2526 infection. Description: SCP-2526 is a species of archaea that is not closely related to any other extant species. Its appearance and tendency to grow on walls often lead it to being mistaken for Stachybotrys caratarum. Common name: black mold. S. caratarum is a mold commonly known to grow on cellulose-rich building materials such as wallpaper and gypsum. While unremarkable to the naked eye, photographic images of living SCP-2526 specimens experience substantial distortion and/or discoloration. SCP-2526 can be removed using a variety of common cleaning agents, as outlined in Document 2526-C. While SCP-2526's nutritional requirements and byproducts are consistent with an autotrophic metabolism, it lacks the genetic material or symbiotic properties necessary to undergo photosynthesis or any other form of atrophy. SCP-2526's source of energy is unknown. SCP-2526 is only capable of growing and surviving on surfaces near areas that were the location of many deaths. Typically, this is limited to hospitals, areas affected by devastating natural disasters and combat zones. Very large slaughterhouses are also susceptible. However, the apparent requirement for animal death greatly exceeds that for human death. Individuals in the vicinity of SCP-2526 will report a variety of symptoms, most commonly chills, reduced fine motor skills, feelings of dread, and auditory hallucinations of white noise. The severity of these symptoms is typically proportional to the quantity of SCP-2526 and the individual's distance from it. Exposure to SCP-2526 has no known long-term effects. Should SCP-2526 be allowed to grow in one area for more than 8 days, telekinetic phenomena will begin to occur around its location. This does not appear to be affected significantly by the extent of SCP-2526's growth. Small items may be spontaneously launched towards SCP-2526 at 2 to 5 meters per second. If SCP-2526 is growing on a loose object, such as a table or a petri dish, that object will typically be launched at similar speeds at its environment. Individuals who remain in SCP-2526's presence without observing it may be lifted 2 to 3 meters into the air for several seconds before being released. SCP-2526 colonies spread at a rate of 15% per day, under ideal conditions, and are capable of beginning growth within a day of events that will result in extensive loss of life. Due to the Arachia's high rate of production of spores and their ability to be spread by wind, spores of SCP-2526 are believed to be widespread, but capable of growing in very few places. Addendum. Dr. Van Nace, a researcher assigned to SCP-2526, began to report symptoms of SCP-2526 exposure while at his personal residence. An investigation located a colony of SCP-2526 growing in Dr. Van Nace's floorboards. It is currently believed that spores from SCP-2526 adhered to Dr. Van Nace's clothes or skin and were deposited in his house. There is no evidence of any human or significant animal death ever occurring at Dr. Van Nace's house. It has thus been speculated that his previous assignment to is responsible for this susceptibility. While this has not been shown conclusively, personnel selection requirements for SCP-2526 have been updated in an attempt to prevent further incidents. Addendum. On November 2nd, 2012, Senior Researcher Dawson, SCP-2526's HMCL supervisor at the time, developed lacerations roughly 2 cm deep on her abdomen concurrently with this event. The lacerations formed a stylized depiction of the burning of a building resembling SCP-2526's containment. In light of this incident, containment procedures for SCP-2526 have been updated. Addendum. On 3 separate occasions, SCP-2526's HMCL supervisor has spontaneously ordered the incineration of SCP-2526's containment building at Site-44. In each case, the orders were withdrawn within 8 hours, with the HMCL supervisor claiming no memory of issuing them. All HMCL duties are now handled remotely, which appears to have prevented any reoccurrence of the phenomenon. On the 3rd occasion, HMCL Supervisor Steele was briefly in view of security cameras while issuing decommissioning orders. Personnel at the scene reported no anomalies. However, cameras indicated the presence of 3 individuals accompanying Steele. The identification of these individuals is impossible due to the heavy visual distortion surrounding their images. And that is it. Thank you all so much for listening or watching. My name is Agent Paul of MTF Delta 7, and I'll see you next week with another document review. Bye.